My name is Falke Kruger. I'm joined by one of our regular guests, Est-Marie McCallaghan from Velden-Duffey. And yeah, I think all parents of school children, all schools, governing bodies, school staff members, etc., should listen to this interesting decision. Est-Marie, do you agree?
Yes, for sure. I think this could be good news for a lot of parents.
So please explain.
Yes, so a few years ago, the Competition Commission received a lot of complaints from parents that have to buy school uniforms at excessively high prices at only one specific supplier. And the complaint was against a specific supplier in the Gauteng area. And the Commission investigated all of these complaints and ultimately, I think during the end of last year, reached an agreement with this specific supplier. And then the Competition Tribunal made that agreement an order. Now, the good news for parents is the effect of that agreement that's been made an order is that schools are no longer entitled to enter into exclusivity agreements with school uniform suppliers, but actually any supplier of school material. What an exclusivity agreement means, it's an agreement between two parties which dictates that a particular product can only be sold by that one supplier. So this closes the door for consumers to shop around for competitive prices, and it also closes the door to any new supplier that can enter into the market. Now, competition in the market is very important. Firstly, as I mentioned, for consumers to shop around for the best prices, but then also for the growth of the economy as a whole, because if new suppliers can enter the market, then there's more job opportunities for people. And exclusivity agreements prevents all of this. So the order indicated that, as I mentioned, schools can no longer enter into any exclusivity agreements. It also provides that schools can no longer enter into evergreen agreements with suppliers. That means that there's no end to the contract term. So it now dictates that your contract term cannot be longer than 5 years. And if there's an existing evergreen contract, it needs to be amended to be only for 5 more years from date of signature of the amendment. And any agreement that lapses with the supplier, thereafter the schools must follow a competitive bidding process to appoint new suppliers. You can appoint the same supplier again, provided that was truly the best price. You have to go through a competitive bidding process, a tender process, to appoint new suppliers every 5 years or whenever the contract ends, then if the period was for less than 5 years. So that creates the opportunities again for new suppliers to be appointed and for competition in the market. The Competition Commission, together with the Department of Education, also issued guidelines to schools which states how the tender process must be followed. It also asked of schools to make their uniforms as general as possible or generic as possible to ensure that parents can buy those uniforms from any supplier. For example, if you have just a plain white shirt, like a lot of schools have, you can buy that from Edgar's, Jet, Pep, everywhere. It's not just at specific school uniform supply shops that you can buy it. So those are some of the guidelines that schools will have to follow. The Competition Commission is going to ensure that schools in the entire country comply with this order and these new guidelines. And if there's any school that doesn't comply or supplier that doesn't comply, parents can lodge complaints at the Competition Commission. So I think the result of this is that some school uniforms can potentially be cheaper in future if there's a bit more competition in the market where there was no competition previously.
Yeah, important development, and from a free market point of view, certainly to be welcomed. And I would say some good work from the Competition Commission. So all schools, all parents, please take note.
Yes, it's not just the school industry that the Competition Commission have been looking at. They've been looking at all other industries as well. A few years ago, exclusivity agreements were found to be invalid in other industries as well. So the Competition Commission is looking at all of these things in different sectors.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.